Popi Act this, Popi Act that. What is Popi Act? Where does it come from? Or who was it made for? Well, in order to get clarity on the subject matter, watch this video until the end. Popi Act in South Africa. Well, let's find out more. What does the act say regarding photography or the general business? And I'm going to read out what it says. Popi Act, the Protection of Personal Information Act, is South Africa's comprehensive data privacy law effective from the 1st of July 2021. It mandates that public and private bodies handle personal information responsibly, regulating how it is collected, stored, and destroyed to protect data subjects from harm. Hope you heard that one out. So there are also key aspects to Popi Act that include, number one, the purpose of the act. The purpose is to give effect to the constitutional right to privacy, protecting individuals from data breaches, including theft and improper direct marketing. The purpose is to give effective to the constitutional right to privacy, protecting individuals from data breaches, identity theft, and improper direct marketing. Well, I as a photographer, I don't do any of that. I don't steal people's identity, or I don't conduct contract breaches or things like that, or improper direct marketing. Because before I market my photography or my subjects, I always ask for their consent to do so. So I guess I'm safe on that note. Well, point number 2 is that key parties defines the data subject, meaning the person, responsible party, the entity determining processes, and operator party processing on behalf of another. There are also conditions for processing, which says it requires compliance with 8 conditions, including accountability, processing limitation, purpose specification, and security safeguards. Another point is right of data subjects, meaning individuals have the right to access, correct, or destroy their personal information held by organization. That is what you have the right to. You have the right to access, correct, or destroy your personal information held by organizations. But as I've said, I always make sure that I communicate with my clients before I post anything, whether marketing related or anyhow related. But I also have contracts regulating how my business is run. So there's also the enforcement point, which says the information regulator oversees compliance with penalties up to 10 million or imprisonment for serious breaches. Well, I guess I'm also safe on that part because I don't do anything illegal with people's content, so I'm safe for that. There are also key requirements, 3 points of key requirements, which says information officer. Every organization must appoint an information officer to ensure compliance. In my company, I am the information officer. I make sure that everything is up to point regarding compliance. Point number 2, direct marketing, which says strict rules apply to electronic direct marketing, which often requires prior opt-in consent. Though existing customers can be marketed to under specific conditions. I like that one. It says, though existing customers can be marketed to under specific conditions. I guess there it says, if you have already worked with that person or with that organization or with that group of people, they know the kind of work you do, so I guess you do have the right to post that kind of content. Lastly, on this key requirement, it says the act applies to any business, regardless of size, that processes personal information in South Africa. We are not done yet. This is the last part. Under the Protection of Personal Information Act, photographs that identify a person are considered personal information. Okay, that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. But while taking photos in public spaces, keyword, public spaces, while taking photos in public spaces is generally allowed without consent. Take note, generally allowed without your consent. But what I do as TP Visuals, whenever I take somebody a picture in public spaces, I always go up to them and tell them, look, I have taken you a picture. Do you like this picture or not? If you don't like it, still it's fine. We can delete it. If you like it, well then, obviously I'm in business. I gotta eat. So you have to buy the picture. That is what I do. I sell photography and videography services. Okay, on continuation, it is generally allowed without your consent to publish them, especially for commercial use, requires permission. Consent is crucial though. Yeah, don't forget about that one. Consent is crucial though. Even though you are allowed to post those pictures, but their consent is also crucial, but it's still allowed though. So I guess it will depend on your agreement with your subjects. Okay. Particularly when photographing children or in private spaces. Photography is allowed in public, and it is allowed for a photographer to post pictures that were shot in public without your consent. The only problem is when it is done in a private space, perhaps like in studios, bathrooms, or any private space to that matter. Yeah. So there are also key considerations for POPIA Act and photography that include, number one, definition. A photo is personal information if the subject can be identified. Is considered personal information. So if the subject cannot be identified in a photo, it is not considered as personal information. But when the subject can be identified, it's considered personal information. Point number two, which speaks about private versus public spaces. So it says, photos in public spaces are generally acceptable. Get that one right. Generally acceptable. However, taking photos in private areas, keyword, private areas. There's a difference between private and public spaces. However, taking photos in private areas like restrooms or changing rooms is seen as illegal. You hear that? Private pictures in restrooms or changing rooms is considered illegal. Get that one straight. Point number three, consent and usage. Always get permission if you are taking a photo for professional, marketing, or public posting purposes. Even though, just like I've said, it's allowed, generally allowed to take pictures in public, but when you post, to be on the safer side, ask your clients if is it okay to post their pictures. As TP Visuals, I don't just post your photos without your consent. So, point number four, children. Special care must be taken with the images of children, often requiring consent from a parent or guardian. Well, as for TP Visuals, I have never shot children without their parents' consent. So I guess I'm on the safe side. Then lastly, it says employee photos. Employers must ensure the 8 processing conditions of POPIA are met when taking photos of staff. I run my business. I don't have any other employees except me as the founder of the business. So that one doesn't concern me that much. There you have it, folks. So I guess when you watch this video, you'll get a clearer picture of what POPI Act says, and that you will understand how photography and POPI Act work hand in hand. So I guess this video answers your question or the doubts that you had about your privacy in public spaces. So that was it. That is all I had for this session for now. It's been a while since I did a video, so I hope you liked it. And you also subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you find the content valuable and worthy to watch, then please do consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. It's at TPVisuals-Y2H. So I gotta love and leave you. I'll see you on the next one. So it's bye for now.
I ain't gon' sacrifice my time.